cyclotron. Today's topic is cyclotron, and it is very important topic. And next one is the last one is moving coil galvanometer. Both are very important for competitive examinations also and for board also. This for board. Theory based only here. Cyclotron. What is cyclotron? First question, what is cyclotron? Cyclotron, just right. Cyclotron is a device. Cyclotron is a device to accelerate the charged particle up to very high kinetic energy. Very high kinetic energy. In bracket, right? Few million electron volts. Written. So cyclotron is a device to accelerate the charged particle. Here, charged particle is a must. Neutral particle cannot be accelerated. Second, principle. Right? Principle. In this device, charged particles can be accelerated by applying the electrical and magnetic field perpendicularly. Here, charged particle is passing through the electrical field. Charged particle is passing through the electrical field again and again with the help of magnetic field to increase the kinetic energy. Here now construction and working. Here construction and working. Let us see here. We have taken a disc of roughly 2.5 to 3 meter, divided into two parts, semicircular disc, and separated by small distance, few millimeter. Let us discuss. This is called, say, D. Like this. Initially, this disc cut like this, converted into two semicircular discs and separated by small distance, few millimeter only. And now these two discs called D1 and D2. Here gap is few millimeter only. Now these two Ds are connected with, say, high frequency oscillator of the order of 10⁻⁷ Hz, and voltage here is roughly 10⁴ volt, means 10,000 volts. And gap here is very less, few millimeter only. The gap between the two discs is few millimeter only. It means, but the electrical field here is voltage divided by this gap means very high. Very high electrical field can be produced by applying the voltage 10⁴ volt, roughly 10,000 volts. And the gap is very less, so E is equal to V upon D is very high. Why we want electrical field so high? Because the force acting on it through E. And what the acceleration here is simply force divided by mass. If electrical field is so high, acceleration is so high, speed is increases like anything and kinetic energy increases. Still we require very high energy so that it can penetrate even nucleus. Just to break the nucleus, it is not easy thing. That is why very high energy required. That is why here this charged particle is passing through the electrical field in between the two disks, here in this portion, in the gap, again and again and again. So that every time kinetic energy increases and the final kinetic energy is very, very high. Now, these two disks here, they are in the horizontal plane, and vertically downward is the magnetic field. So here there is the north pole and here it is the south pole. So north pole, south pole means direction of magnetic field is downward, and the D, both the D's are in horizontal plane. You can say here, because this is AC, high frequency oscillator, so every time it changes the direction. In AC, positive, negative, positive, negative. It means in one cycle, it changes the direction. Electrical field, suppose at any time this is positive, this is negative, so this is the direction of electrical field here. After half cycle, this is positive, this is negative, so changes the direction of electrical field. Now here, very important role of magnetic field. It changes the direction only. We have discussed no magnetic field can accelerate, cannot increase the speed and kinetic energy, but it can change the direction as well. Here electrical field is required to increase the kinetic energy, to increase the speed, to increase the velocity. At the same time, magnetic field changes the direction. Combinedly, we are getting the increased kinetic energy. Suppose here, this is the charge Q. We have produced, we have generated the charge Q. At that time, this is the direction of electrical field from this D number 1 to D number 2. Because of this, in the gap electrical field here, this is the direction in which positive charge particle tend to move. As it enters here in the D2, what happens? Let us discuss this. Direction of magnetic field is downward from top to bottom, and this is the direction of positive charge particle. So here force is acting toward this. It is in horizontal plane. So what will happen? It rotates in circular motion like this. Like this. As it comes here, the direction of electrical field changes from positive to negative, because this is AC. So what happens here also? It moves with acceleration again. It means in one cycle there are two times electrical field increases the speed, kinetic energy. As it enters in D2, it again in circular motion because of the magnetic field here like this. As it comes here, again the direction of electrical field changes, again from left to right. So again increases the speed here like this here. Every time kinetic energy increases in the gap only, and the magnetic field acts. It gives the circular motion. Finally, after increase at the final stage, here this is a window through which discharge particle comes here, and suppose there is a target here, it hits the target with final kinetic energy. Got it? I'm repeating this again, working. Construction here, there are two Ds. This is cut into two parts, say in the form of D, so-called D1, D2. And these two Ds are separated by small distance, few millimeter only. Very high voltage trend was forward. At the same time, frequency is so high, 10⁻⁷ hertz. This charge particles here produced accelerate from left to right or D1 to D2. Inside the magnetic field acts as it enters perpendicularly, there is circular motion. So magnetic field circulates, rather create the condition to increase the kinetic energy, and electrical field is responsible to increase the kinetic energy every time. We can see here easily in one cycle there are 2 times from here left to right and right to left. Kinetic energy increases with the help of electrical field. So here there are 2 different functions, distinguished functions of electrical field which increases the kinetic energy, and magnetic field circulates it to create the condition to increase the kinetic energy by the electrical field. And this process is repeated many times. Every time some part of this kinetic energy increases, this process repeated. So in due course of time, the final kinetic energy comes here very large, and after getting the final energy, it comes out through this window to hit the target. This is the window here. This one is say window. Through this window, this charge particle comes out hitting the target. Suppose the target is what? Nucleus. It is very, very small. By the way, if charge particle is not hitting the target, we can adjust the direction by the deflecting plate here. Deflecting plate. And deflecting plate is negatively charged. Negatively charged. If by the way positive charge particle is missing the target, by adjusting the angle of the deflecting plate, we can make the direction such that so that it hits the target. Yes, sir, what was the question? Yes, please.
Sir, in this cyclotron, sir, you are saying that it is used for accelerating the positive particles.
Yes, negative charge can be accelerated also like electron, but it is not useful to accelerate the negative charge particle, so, sir, because it is very light. See here, very light. So their problem comes. We'll discuss this in positive charge or in negative charge also. But for electron, it is not desirable. If we are accelerating the electron, especially, there is new design. It is designed only for electron called beta particle. That's why this cyclotron is specially designed for electron acceleration. It is called betatron. So here in the cyclotron, normally we are using the positive charge particle and heavy charge particle and small. For electron acceleration, a new design, new cyclotron is called beta cyclotron.
तो सर इसका commercial basis पे क्या usage होता है?
Here, we have to increase the kinetic energy of the charge particle. That's all. Finish. Now, this highly kinetic energy charge particle can be used in many applications, like say medicine, medical devices, like to break the nucleus, to generate different rays for say cancer say treatment, and many devices. And we can change the nucleus also. We can make the gold also from even iron.
Yes, sir.
So many uses. Here the purpose here of cyclotron to accelerate the charge particle only, and we can use this highly kinetic energy charge particle in many applications. In nuclear science, it is very useful to research, and you can say to change the shape and size of the nucleus to nomenclature also. I have already told, even from iron we can make the gold also. Okay. So here the purpose of this cyclotron to accelerate the charge particle to increase the kinetic energy up to very high level. Got it? Any other doubt in this discussion here? What was the principle here? Is the principle of cyclotron. The charged particle is passing through the electrical field again and again and again with the help of magnetic field. And you can just imagine here, the frequency is 10 to the power 7. 10 to the power 7 means what? 1 crore. In one cycle, twice we are increasing the kinetic energy with the help of electrical field. In one cycle, there are 2 time direction changes of electrical field. So we can say here in 1 second only, 2 crore times kinetic energy. It means there's no time delay. In fraction of second, it comes out with high kinetic energy. Got it? Any doubt up to this discussion? Any doubt? No? Then let us discuss again the magnetic field. We have discussed this. As the charged particle enters perpendicularly, there is circular motion. It means radius is also there. So by this, equating the magnetic force with the centrifugal force, like say QVB sin 90 equal to mv square upon r. We have discussed this already. So we cancel out, like say r will be mv upon qv. This way we can find the radius of this circular path. At the same time, we have discussed the time period. It comes to pi m upon qv. How can you find out this time period? This is the time period for one cycle. It is independent of velocity, and half time in one cycle, t half will be t by 2 means pi m upon qv. At the same time, frequency will be equal to just reciprocal of time period. So this comes here. And very beautiful thing here, it takes the same time because it is independent of velocity, speed, kinetic energy. So if it is moving in suppose 1 millimeter radius circle, it takes suppose 1 microsecond flat. If it is moving in 1 meter circle, even then you are getting the same time. So time is same, radius and distance and perimeter is more, it means speed increases automatically because time is same. Suppose you have to make a round for around the one table only, you are taking suppose 1 second. If you are taking the round of a school, you are taking still 1 second. Definitely you have to increase the speed and kinetic energy. In the similar fashion, say time does not depend on speed. It means we are increasing the speed. Time is same, speed increases. At the same time, one more thing here, our radius is directly proportional to speed. If every time speed is increases, velocity increases, or vice versa, v is directly proportional to radius also increases. Suppose intensely, we have made the design of the cyclotron in such a way that radius every time increases. Radius every time increases. So if radius increases, then velocity and kinetic energy speed also increases. It means the 3 methods here, the 3 ways here, by increasing the electrical field again and again with the help of magnetic field. At the same time, the design is like this, radius is increases every time. So speed increases without doing anything. So electrical field is responsible only to increase the kinetic energy with the help of magnetic field. At the same time, design also helps to increase the kinetic energy without any cost. Radius increases, so velocity increases means velocity means speed and kinetic energy increases. The final kinetic energy is what? Let us say at this time just coming out through the window at the just before hitting the target, at the same time the hitting the target, what was the final kinetic energy? The final kinetic energy is the maximum as it comes out from the cyclotron, there's no acceleration. It means it has got the final maximum kinetic energy, and kinetic energy is given by half mv square. When the velocity here r qb upon m from this equation 1. So in this value here, v square means r square, q square, b square upon m square, and m square is. So 1 m is cancelled out like this. So there is a final kinetic energy. This is the final kinetic energy. And here, let us say radius is maximum. We name it, say R naught. So here R naught. R naught is the radius, which is the maximum of the cyclotron. So this is the maximum kinetic energy with which it is hitting the target. So this is all about, say, working. Any doubt up to this? Yes, please. Any doubt up to this? We'll discuss many questions, important questions here. No? There's no doubt? I'm waiting just. Yeah. If any doubt is there, note down first up to this point, kinetic energy. We will discuss definitely some important points, like what is the drawback and why electrons are not suitable here to accelerate the charged particle.
Sir?
Even for positive charged particle, heavy charged particle, there is a limitation. We cannot increase the kinetic energy beyond certain limit. This is very important point. And neutron cannot be accelerated. There is no charge, so there is no acceleration. So forget about neutron. We'll discuss why electron cannot be accelerated with this design in cyclotron. Even positive and heavy charged particles like proton, neutron, alpha particles are suitable, but there is a limitation here. We cannot increase the kinetic energy beyond certain limit. But please tell me up to this point, any doubt?
Sir?
Yes, please.
सर ये टाइम हाफ वन साइकिल के लिए है क्या?
टाइम हाफ मीन्स हाफ साइकिल के लिए सर. कैपिटल टी इज द टाइम पीरियड एंड इसका हाफ मीन दिस इज द हाफ टाइम इन वन हाफ साइकिल इन वन डी, आइदर वन d1 or d2 means up to this, and total time there is one half cycle for one circle. And time is very short. Time period is very short. Just reciprocal of the frequency. Frequency 10^7. So time period is roughly 1 by 10^7. It's very, very less. Even smaller than microsecond.
Yes, sir.
Any other doubt? Hurry up, please. Okay. Now, what was the drawback? So we are discussing the drawback. I'm rubbing this, if you have noted down. Now let us discuss here what is the drawback or limitation, drawback or limitation of cyclotron. What are the limitations here? Number one, this positive charge particle even can't be accelerated beyond certain limit. Beyond certain limit. Question is this: how a charged particle accelerated? Here, the time matching called resonance. Time matching is resonance. Resonance means, suppose electron is here, the directional electrical field should be from D2 to D1. Suppose electron is here, directional electrical field from D1 to D2, like this. So every time, whenever required, directional electrical field must be such so that every time it increases the speed and kinetic energy of the charged particle. Suppose mismatching is there, then what will happen? Everything will be rather the failure of the system. Suppose for our class, time is from exactly 8 a.m. onwards. I'm highly interested to teach you, and you are also really, you are good students. Suppose I come late at 9 and you have come at 8. Is it possible to conduct the class or vice versa? Suppose I came at 8 before 8 and you are not joining. Then it is possible to conduct the class. Similarly, because this resonance is there, we are interested, you are interested, but class is not conducting. Similarly, suppose this is charge particle comes here, just coming out from D1. But at the same time, the direction of electron is not stable from left to right. It is say roughly say or in between. At the same time, electron will be generated here, produced here in such a way direction left to right. It is ready to accelerate the charge particle, but charge particle it will be between somewhere in D2 or somewhere say in the reverse direction or somewhere in D1. It means it is mismatching, resonance failure. Resonance failure. Resonance failure means at a particular time when electron is here, the direction of electron field must be set so that it accelerates. When it comes here, coming out there from D2, direction of electron field is reverse, so that again acceleration. Suppose acceleration is retardation, then problem is this. Suppose this charge particle in between in the area of D2 or D1. In that case, the electron field is still there available, but it cannot accelerate the charge particle, or retardation is there. That is called resonance. Resonance means the time must be matched 100%. When the electron field is there, charge particle must be here. When the electron field is in the reverse direction, charge particle must be there, not in between and in the reverse direction. That is called resonance. In resonance, then what is the time period? This time period in frequency is this. Frequency is this. UB upon 2 pi m. It does not depend on this called cyclotron frequency. Is the cyclotron frequency. And one more, high frequency oscillator frequency. Oscillator frequency. These two might be matched 100%. Let us say approximately this. If these two are matching, then there's no problem. But we have taken care 1000%. Even then mismatching will be there. Think about this frequency. It is QB upon 2 pi, which is constant. Q also constant, B also constant, because Q charge does not depend on the speed. B is constant, but M is constant for small speed. With the formula we are given by the Einstein, M is equal to what? Say this. M naught 1 minus B square upon C square root of it. Say here, what is C? C is the speed of light and V is the speed of charge particle here. If charge particle speed is negligible in comparison to the speed of light, then this part is negligible, mass is approximately same. But suppose here charge particle speed is increases and not equal to C, but it is approximately just equal to C, less than this. So what will happen? Now you cannot ignore this V in comparison to C. So what happens? M changes. This part increases, 1 minus this part increases, so M increases. It means M increases, frequency decreases. It means here, by the increment in the speed and kinetic energy, M changes, frequency, cyclotron changes, and oscillator frequency is same, and this changes. So it is a mismatch, failure of resonance. Got this point? Speed increases, kinetic energy increases, mass decreases, this increases, because this decreases here, so this increases. So here V increases, M increases, ये कम हो जाए, M increases, and frequency, cyclotron frequency decreases. Now it is not matching with the oscillator frequency. In that case, now there is no acceleration, or there is no acceleration but maybe retardation. So mismatching. Mismatching means resonance failure. It means we cannot increase the kinetic energy if the velocity is very high. This is a mismatching of cyclotron frequency with oscillator frequency, and then we cannot increase the kinetic energy, but chances are to decrease the kinetic energy. So before coming to that situation, it should come out from the window or from the, you can say, cyclotron. It means there is a limit here to increase the kinetic energy. Beyond this, you cannot increase the kinetic energy. Kinetic energy with the same instrument decreases. Got it? इस समझ में आया सब आपको? So there is the drawback. Now, why electron is not suitable? Neutron, there is no charge. So it is not. We will not discuss about this. Think about electron. Mass of electron is very less. To increase the kinetic energy up to that level, we have to increase the half mv square. Mass is very, very less. So what will happen here? Mass is very less, so we have to increase the speed. But here in the cyclotron, speed cannot be increased indefinitely. That is why here electron is not suitable in cyclotron. Suitable charged particles are proton, that is small and heavy, deuteron and alpha particles. But here also we cannot increase the energy beyond certain limit. So this is all about cyclotron. Any doubt, please? This is all about cyclotron.
Excuse
Any
me, sir.
doubt, please? Yes, please.
सर बोर्ड
Yes,
में
please.
कंसर्निंग सर बोर्ड में इससे
बोर्ड में ये-
रिलेटेड कितने मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन आ सकता है?
3 mark question. And यही आता है. What is cyclotron? Explain its working. There is a question. या इसमें किनेटिक एनर्जी का फॉर्मूले में कोई क्वेश्चन नॉर्मली मैंने नहीं देखा. So question comes here for cyclotron. 99% it will be theory based. Rather this simple. Whatever we have discussed, just print that.
ओके सर.
इसी को छाप दीजिए आंख बंद करके. Numerical problems only these values as well. Just put the value. So numerical normally near, but that's why I'm saying 99% theory question आएगा. ओके बोर्ड में तो थ्योरी क्वेश्चन ही देखा आज तक. any doubt, please? Hurry up, note it down first. Hurry. Now, last topic here, moving coil galvanometer. First of all, what is moving coil galvanometer? Here, this is the device to measure. Moving coil galvanometer is the device to measure the small, very small current. It means here, what was the principle of moving coil galvanometer? Suppose the current is passing through the coil and in between the coil is fixed here, in between the magnetic field. In the magnetic field it rotates. Why it rotates? Because we know force is acting on it in a coil, because current is there, magnetic field there, so on conductor force is given. Force is given by Q BIL sin theta. Because we are talking about current, not charge. So charge upon time is current. BIL sin theta. Suppose it is a coil rectangular on any shape. Here on one part it is force acting like this, another part force acting like this. So torque develops. Because of this torque it rotates. And it depends on the value of current. If current is more and more, torque is more and more, and deflection is more and more. If current is very small, deflection is less. So torque is less, deflection is less. It means here, with this device, we can measure small current even microampere current. In ballistic type galvanometer, nanoampere current can be measured easily, accurately. So here, first of all, before discussing the moving coil galvanometer, we have to discuss the torque, because this is very important point here, and this derivation also comes. Means this separate part, but is a part of the moving coil galvanometer. That's why will discuss here. First of all, torque on current carrying coil in external magnetic field, and the same principle, the same thing is applied here in discussing the moving coil galvanometer. So before moving coil galvanometer, we have to discuss the torque on current carrying coil in external magnetic field. So just write down the topic here: torque on moving coil, torque on rectangular coil placed in uniform magnetic field. And then we'll discuss, after this, we'll discuss actual moving coil galvanometer. Okay. So this is additional information or the derivation is there. So this, before discussing the moving coil galvanometer, this is a discussion. So torque on rectangular coil, shape may be any rectangular coil placed in uniform magnetic field external. Like suppose this is the magnetic field external. Suppose this is the magnetic field denoted with B external. And let us discuss, this is the rectangular coil, namely PQRS, and current here is flowing like this. There is the length L, and this is the breadth P of this rectangular coil. Initially, it is placed like this. The plane here, theta angle, is the angle between magnetic field external and plane of coil. Plane of coil, and alpha is the angle between magnetic field and normal to the plane of coil. See, situation is like this. Suppose I am having this paper, like this is the coil, that is the coil, and this is the magnetic field. The plane and the magnetic field now parallel. And suppose like this, in this situation, this is the magnetic field, this is the plane of the paper. So you can say plane of the paper and magnetic field are perpendicular. And the normal, this is the normal to the plane of the paper, and this is the magnetic field. Now you can say plane of the paper and magnetic field, they are perpendicular, and the normal and the magnetic field are parallel. In this situation, plane means theta is angle between the plane of the coil and the magnetic field 90 degree, and the normal to the coil and the magnetic field 0 degree. Got it? Initially, it is making some angle theta here. Initially, like this. This is the magnetic field, and this plane of the coil means theta is equal to, say, this one, this angle. The angle between magnetic field, this is the forefinger here, magnetic field, this is the plane of the paper. So this angle is between the paper means coil and the magnetic field theta, and this is the normal. And suppose this is the normal plane and magnetic field theta angle, and the normal and the magnetic field alpha angle. So this is theta, this is alpha. Got it? So what is the value of theta plus alpha? Is 90 degree. So here you can say theta plus alpha is 90 degree. It means here theta is equal to what? 90 minus alpha. Suppose I write here cos theta is equal to what? So you can say cos theta is equal to simply sin alpha. You got this relation? What is the angle theta? Theta is the angle between the plane of the paper and the magnetic field, and alpha is the angle between the normal and the magnetic field. So simply theta plus alpha is 90. So finally cos theta can be replaced with sin alpha. Now this is the angle here, theta. Now just think of on the part of this rectangular coil, say side QR. What is the force acting on it? And what is the direction of this? Force is BIL sin theta. Here the length is B. Here the length is L. So length is L, breadth is B. We are talking about QR. So its length is breadth means B. And by application of this Fleming's left-hand rule, the direction of magnetic field is this. Direction of magnetic field is this, and this is the part QR. Current is QR. So like QR, this is the current and this is the magnetic field. Angle here is theta. So force acting on it downward like this. You can see my hand. These are four fingers, magnetic field. This is the middle finger, current, and this is the force on QR. Force on QR downward. आप अपने हाथ से भी देख सकते हो क्या? So this is a magnetic field, four finger, this is a middle finger, current. So this is the thumb, force downward. Here, this is the force. Let's say F2. F2. F2 is the force on QR, and the value of F2 is given like, what is F2? B is the magnetic field, I is the current, N means here B, and sin theta. Sin theta. Just think of this is the force on SP. This is the angle here, theta, and what is this angle? This is the current and this is the magnetic field, 180 minus theta. By applying the left-hand rule again, magnetic field is this, and this is the current. This is the current, not this but this. Angle between this and this is 180 minus the force is upward. Say F4. Force is BIB sin 180 minus theta. You can say the value of sin theta and value of sin 180 minus theta both are same. Both are same. It means that just same force here and there, the same force, they act in opposite direction, equal and opposite direction, so they cancel out in pair. Net force is 0. Net force is 0. F2 and F4, they are equal. They cancel out in pair. So net force is 0. Net torque is also. Think about the pair F2, F4. Now think about the force here on P2R and RS. Here this is the force, say F1. What is the force F1 here? F1 is BI, now this length is L, and the angle between magnetic field and this P2 arm is 90 degree. Think about this and this 90 degree. So sin 90 is 1 means F1 here and F3 here. F1 here, F3 here. These are also in opposite direction. Net force is also 0 for this pair, but not the torque. What is the torque here? Torque is simply, this is a perpendicular distance, let us say name it, say Z. The force is, actually you can find out the force like this, current here, magnetic field force is towards you, and here force is going inward. That is why this is the force, means make a torque. That's it, because of this torque it rotates. So what is the torque here? The force BIL multiplied by the perpendicular distance, this QZ. So this is B and this is theta. So you can say this QZ is B sin theta. Put it here, B sin theta. Now BIL, B sin theta. L into B is what? Area. Length into breadth is the area. We are replacing here L into B with area A. So you can say here IAB sin theta. Suppose for simplicity we have taken single term, If you are taking number terms n, then Ni is what? We have already discussed this thing yesterday. Ni is called m, dipole moment m. So now it is mb sin theta. This is the torque. This is the torque. See, not sin theta, base cos theta. Here, write down cos theta here. Write down cos theta here. But time is very short now. Anyway, cos theta. Cos theta replaces with sin alpha. Here you can say this is the torque. This is the torque here. Replace cos theta with sin alpha. So here mb sin alpha, and we can write here m cross b. If we are writing here in terms of cos, then up to say magnitude or numerical value, it's okay, but it will not give you the direction because torque is a vector quantity, so it means it is a cross product. That is why cos theta must be replaced with sin alpha. The final formula here is this mb sin alpha.